Thank you for being here today. I am so honored to address an audience from three outstanding academic institutions in my hometown, Baton Rouge. Uh, Now, to our host, Baton Rouge Community College, I say thank you. And I just think Southern University and Louisiana State University, I deeply appreciate this opportunity to participate in this Martin Luther King Unity Celebration. An urgent call, and I love this title, an urgent call for unity and innovation. It really resonates with me strongly and so much in my personal life. So please know that in a very real sense, I am there with you beyond this video screen, embracing this message and joining in with you. I was blessed to have been born in a city with such a rich educational tradition, traditions that have served so many so well for so many generations. And I and my family are among the thousands whose lives you have touched and have directly or indirectly bettered our lives through the institutions. Each of you, in your own way, has played a transformative role in reshaping the academic landscape, not only in Baton Rouge and its surrounding parishes, but all through the state, all through the nation and the world. Now, anyone who knows me, they know and can attest that if you want Lynn Whitfield to get involved in something, just say Baton Rouge. Oh, yes. My roots in this community and my loyalty run very deep, and I just wanted you to know that. You've always been the wind at my back. I was born right here in the Baton Rouge General and spent the first 5 years of my life in a family home that was recently designated as an Old South Baton Rouge landmark before we moved further out the Highland Road. And my parents, V. Jean Butler, and my dad, Dr. Valerian Smith, and my grandparents, Dr. Leo S. Butler and Estelle Duval Butler, we're all committed to making Baton Rouge the Baton Rouge that we all love. And they've always supported and been so uplifting to it. In fact, it was in that old home on Terrace Street that I watched old movies with my grandmother Estelle and saw my destiny before me. I knew that the world would have to make room for a little brown girl from Baton Rouge to appear on that silver screen one day too. And so my own journey began. Well, I attended, it's not named that anymore, but it was called Robert E. Lee High School. And then I went to Southern University for a year. And then I went on and transferred to Howard University and became a third generation Howard grad. And wait a minute, hold up. Let me just pause right here to give a shout out to my fellow Howard alum, newly elected Vice President Kamala Harris. Yes. And then, of course, after that, and I'm being silly, I was on to New York and did For Colored Girls, and then I went on to Hollywood. But you know what? Enough about me. As I've already said, the motto of yours, innovation and unity, means so much to me. It really is so important for today, for what is going on today, for how we are impacted today. And, you know, at New Year's, I made, my word for the new year was fulfillment. And in order to have fulfillment, no matter what, you have to be in the moment. You have to be in the present. And so when I get anxious, thinking about the past or what's going to happen in the future, I recite this little poem that gives me great, great, great peace, and and I hope it does the same for you. It goes like this. Today is ours, let's live it. And love is strong, let's give it. A song can help, let's sing it. And peace is dear, let's bring it. The past is gone, don't rue it. Our work is here, let's do it. The world is wrong, but let's right it. The battle hard, let's fight it. The road is rough, let's clear it. The future is vast, but don't fear it. Is faith asleep? Let's wake it, because today is ours. Let's take it. So, let's just sit together right now and explore this idea of unity and innovation. Now, when I am approaching some of my roles as an actor, sometimes I just have to strip it all down, and simplify it all and just get down to what does this mean? And this often takes me to the plain old dictionary, or with all the innovations at our disposal, now I just Google. And so I just wanted to go back to the simple definition of a word we've heard so much lately: unity, to unite. When I went to look up unity, it was what you expect: the state of being united or joined as a whole to bring together for a common purpose or an action. But you see, the act of unity, the verb to unite, can't happen without a unifier. So what do you call a person who unifies? The dictionary said a harmonizer, an integrator, a mediator, a reconciler, a consolidator. Unity has to start with yourself. Each individual needs to personalize, embody the qualities of unity for themselves. And listen, when I looked up the opposite of unity, here's what was listed: disjoin, sever; disassociate, separate; disamalgamate, disintegrate, disconnect, disrupt, divide, and so on. As you can see, people that embody or embrace those words instead of unity probably aren't that great to be around. I mean, it's completely antithetical to being part of a whole, part of a family, part of a community, and part of the world. You see, when we're born, we don't know anything about discord or hate. We want to be nurtured and accepted. We are striving to be a part of something bigger. We are seeking unity. But it's difficult to be a unifier if we personally haven't aligned, haven't united to ourselves. So first, I must unify myself in what I think, in my ideals, in my goals, in my ability to process. You can look at anything. It can be the family unit. If you don't come to it with a good state of mind, with peace in your mind and a real desire to be a part of the whole, there can't be unity. And the same is true in a relationship or a marriage or being on a sports team. What about a choir? If there's no unity, if it's not unified, oh my goodness. Or in class. If we have a healthy spirit ourselves, it makes the whole that much better. It brings fulfillment. And maybe that's where united we stand and divided we fall comes into play. Maybe that's why they call it the United States of America, because we're so much stronger together. But it starts with ourselves. How do you align? How do we align ourselves? Well, you ask yourself, what are my ideals? What do I believe? Who do I want to be? How do I want to be as a human being? And when we do that, it puts us on the best footing to unite with others. When we're clear, we have vision, we're purposeful, we can achieve more, we can bring the best version to ourselves, to our friends and our family, to our relationships and marriages, to our communities, our work, our country, and so on, until we are citizens of the world. Now, a true citizen of the world was Dr. Martin Luther King. I'm sure we all know the many ways in which he acted on behalf of the greater good. And thus I will, spare you from listening to the many accomplishments. He achieved so much before his premature death, and he died at 39. So I won't have to speak about that, but we can look at his example. Now, in celebrating Dr. King's legacy around the theme of innovation and unity, I wanted to take a closer look as to how these two work together to help us navigate the current challenges of life today. And we have quite a few. I recently came across a speech of his in which I had never heard this speech before, but he gave it in Memphis at a high school. And I know this is all college, but he gave some really important advice on how we align ourselves to meet the moment and create a blueprint for our lives. Here in part are Dr. King's words. This is the most important and crucial period of your lives. For what you do now and what you decide now in this age will well determine which way your life shall go. And the question is whether you have a proper, a solid, a sound blueprint. And I want to suggest some of the things that should be in your life's blueprint. Number one, in your life's blueprint should be a deep belief in your own dignity, your own worth, your own somebodyness. Don't allow anybody to make you feel that you are nobody. Always feel that you count. Always feel that you have worth. And always feel that your life has ultimate significance. Secondly, in your life's blueprint, you must have a basic principle of determination to achieve excellence in your various fields of endeavor. You're going to be deciding as the days and years unfold what you will do in your life, what your life's work will be. Once you discover what it will be, set out to do it and do it well. Be a bush if you can't be a tree. If you can't be a highway, be a trail. If you can't be the sun, be a star. For it isn't by size that you win or you fail. Be the best at whatever you are. Finally, in your life's blueprint must be a commitment to the eternal principles of beauty, love, and justice. Well, life for none of us has been a crystal stair, but we must keep moving. We must keep going. If you can't fly, run. And if you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But whatever you do, by all means, keep moving. His words. And that's exactly what Dr. King did. He kept moving. He embraced his humanity, where he aligned his desires, his dreams and goals and purpose, because he had an overwhelming vision of unity for himself, his family, his community, his people, his country, and for the world. And what did he do? What did he do with the purpose and drive that was bestowed upon him, that was deposited in him, that came from within, that he fueled with his passion and overall vision of a better world, informed by unity? The man beyond the dream understood that there can be no simple solutions to complex problems. But nonetheless, he carried a torch. He led a movement. He innovated. Now, being a word nerd that I am, I had to go back to the dictionary to see what Mr. Webster had to say about innovation. And here it is. It reads, innovation is the creation, development, and it is a very important word, this one, and implementation of a new product, process, or service with an aim of improving efficiency and effectiveness. When innovation and unity meet, the impossible can happen. As an innovator, you can choose to innovate like Dr. King for good, for unity, or not. It's optional. Yes, there is a clear contrast if technology is used in the spirit of unity or diversity, and sometimes disruption. Good in every aspect of our modern lives, we can look and see how the confluence of innovation and unity merge and better our society. We can change, we can be change agents that bring strength and compassion and ease to ourselves and to others, and harmony, union, and creation. It builds, and it starts with you. Hopefully this encourages you to find where you and unity meet and go beyond, to continue on that path to innovate today and tomorrow, and how you use innovation to amplify your efforts. Just a start, a little direction. You are left a vision you see for yourself. And that work is yours to do for you. As innovators, you can choose to innovate like Dr. King for good, for unity, or not. It's optional, yes. There is a clear contrast if technology is used in the spirit of unity or division. And sometimes disruption is good. But in every aspect of our modern lives, we can look to see how the confluence of innovation and unity merge and better our society. We can be change agents that bring strength, compassion, and ease to ourselves and to others. Harmony, union, and creation. It builds, and it starts with you. So hopefully this encourages you to find where unity meets in yourself and beyond, and how to bring out this roadmap, this blueprint today and tomorrow, and how you can use innovation to amplify your efforts. Just to start, a little direction. You are left to create the vision you see for yourself. That work is yours to do, for you. In closing, I'd like to leave you with an excerpt from a poem that was written and recited by Amanda Gorman, the 22-year-old National Youth Poet Laureate, who recited it at the inauguration of President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. She is so eloquent and speaks to the challenges and to the promise of the unity we all seek, of a hope that our lives improve, that we innovate and make progress, how we move forward. When day comes, we ask ourselves, where can we find light in this never-ending shade? The loss we carry, a sea we must wade. We've braved the belly of the beast. We've learned that quiet isn't always peace, and the norms and notions of what just is isn't always justice. And yet the dawn is ours before we knew it. Somehow we do it. Somehow we've weathered and witnessed a nation that isn't broken, but simply unfinished. We are striving to forge a union with purpose, to compose a country committed to all cultures, colors, characters, and conditions of man. And so we lift our gaze and not to what stands between us, but what stands before us. We close the divide because we know to put our future first. We must first put our differences aside. We lay down our arms so we can reach out our arms to one another. We seek harm to none and harmony to all. Let the globe, if nothing else, say this is true, that even as we grieved, we grew, that even as we hurt, we hoped, that even as we tired, we tried, that we'll forever be tied together, victorious, not because we will never again know defeat, but because we will never again sow division. Scripture tells us to envision that everyone shall sit under their own vine and fig tree, and no one shall make them afraid. If we're to live up to our own time, then victory won't lie in the blade, but in all the bridges we've made. This is the promise of the glade, the hill we climb, if only we dare. Thank you.